my kitchen. My name is Sherry, and today we're going to be making cauliflower au gratin or gratin. I don't know how you say it. I just know how to cook it. But before I get started, let me do say, if you're new here, first time here, and you love food, you love fun, you are in the right spot, go ahead, hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss anything new. So the thing I love about this recipe though is it's low carb. So if you're doing like keto or low carb and you're really craving like some scalloped potatoes or mac and cheese, this will satisfy you. This is a good recipe. All right, so I'm just going to start with, I've got a head of cauliflower here that I'm kind of making a mess of. I don't know the best way to chop cauliflower. I guess this is probably a skill I should try to hone, but I don't know. I don't use cauliflower too terribly often. But anyway, I'm just going to chop this up into pieces. And then I have got a pot of hopefully soon to be boiling water behind me. And I'm just going to chop this up, and then we're going to add it to the water, and I'm going to let it cook for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll assemble the rest of our dish. Okay, so one other thing I'm going to do while that is boiling is I'm going to take 2 tablespoons of butter and about a half of an onion. I've got a little bit of green onion here. I usually use chives, but I didn't have any, so I just threw in some green onion and a couple of cloves of garlic. Oops, lost one. And normally I would kind of do this part maybe in a skillet, you know, and get my butter melting and get my vegetables sweating, but I don't have my little burner here that I normally use, and I've already got the pot of water on the stove. So I'm going to do this part in the microwave, and we're just going to kind of mix all this together, and I'm just going to throw it in there for a couple of minutes, and hopefully our cauliflower will be done by that time. All right, so take my lid off, and I love this pot because you can just tip this over. You don't even need this to drain it out. It's got like a little gap in there. So let's grab my bowl here. Drain our cauliflower. I'll set that there for a second. Get rid of my water, and then I'm going to put my cauliflower back in. Then we're going to add in our vegetables that we had in the microwave. And let's see, I don't have a spoon here. We'll use the end of this. Actually, we probably just need the end of the jar. I need about 2 tablespoons of horseradish. I'm just scraping out what's left in here. Good thing I bought a new jar the other day. I swear horseradish is one of the hardest things to find in the store. Pretty sure they sell it on this shelf, but the only place I've been able to find it lately is in the very back in the refrigerated section, and it's just one brand. All right, so I'm going to add to this a cup of milk, and I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of vegetable stock. And I have just a little bit left in here, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use it up. All right, so I'm just going to give this a stir real quick. So I'm going to move this back over to the stove, and I'm going to turn it up on high, bring it up to a boil, and then I'm going to let it boil on high for about 8 minutes until most of my liquid has evaporated. All right, that looks good. So the next thing I'm going to add in is a little bit of salt and pepper, which I probably should have added before, but it'll be all right. I don't ever cook anything perfect. A little bit of pepper. And then a couple of different kinds of cheeses. I've got some Swiss here, so right about a cup of Swiss. And then I also have about 1/2 cup of freshly grated Parmesan. So I went ahead and grated this, but I did want to show you how our grater works. I love this. So you can do it right over the top of the bowl or the pan, or you can fold it and it becomes a tabletop grater. So I'm going to save the rest of this for the top. I'm going to go ahead and stir this together. My spoon here. And then I wasn't quite sure what size dish I needed. So obviously the littler one. I'm going to go ahead and pour this in my dish. Now go ahead and smooth this out, and then we're going to throw this in the oven at 425 degrees for about 25 minutes. And our dish is done. Look how pretty this turned out. I've let it cool just a little bit so I could hopefully take a bite without burning myself. Let's see what this tastes like. It's hot. It almost tastes like scalloped potatoes. It's really, really good. It has so much more flavor than if you just, do cauliflower with a cheese sauce on it. Because when you cook it in the vegetable broth, it's absorbing all that flavor, plus the onions, the garlic, and especially the horseradish, I think gives it a lot of flavor. Here, have another little bite. Can you see how it all thickened up? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Delicious. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.